Hey guys, today I want to get a little bit more personal about crypto. Not your mother or anything, but a little bit more about what am I doing right now? Because I can constantly say on the channel like, hey, this is a good moment to buy and this is a good moment to take profits and that's what you should look out for and this and that. But all with all, crypto's down. And I'm still here, right? I'm still not working at the McDonald's. Funny thing is I have McDonald's right across my job, so I can look at like, never want to go there. Motivating. I can absolutely recommend that. However, I'm still here. I'm still creating my income from crypto, and that's not by these videos, to be honest. One video makes me $15 maybe. So that's not really it. The thing is more investing, taking profits, and that's it. I'm not like promoting scam projects or throwing around affiliate links and all that kind of nonsense. No, I actually feel like this market right now, you can make a buckload of money out of this market, whether you are new in crypto, whether you are experienced. And I just want to talk about the things that keep me standing. I'm literally standing today because I felt like, hey, money is nice, but if I'm dead, then it's not so great. So I don't want to sit down and drop that. So welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. And I just want to go over a couple golden rules that I made with myself in order to still do well with crypto. Because Bitcoin is not really a problem. Bitcoin is down 25% from its all-time Pico high. If you're bearish on Bitcoin, then how can I put this nicely? I don't think I can, so let me not do that. But I understand the sentiment about alts, because a lot of altcoins are kind of beaten down right now, right? And if I look at the regular YouTube comments that I get nowadays on the channel, that shows me like, wow, it is a good moment to buy, because all in all, the comments are not so positive. And they're even getting to a point where people are getting mad, right? Like mad cursing on the internet. So, you know that like, okay, well, if that's the sentiment, then thanks. We know what to do right now, right? So the sentiment sucks. Is it actually, and it makes me wonder, like, you know, whenever the sentiment sucked historically, right? Was it a good or a bad moment to buy? Well, I think most people, they know that. But I don't know how long you have been in crypto and if you experienced it before. So it might scare you if you see everybody flooding right now. So let me know down below when you stepped in, right? Because I think that a lot of people actually stepped in somewhere around the 2021 top. Yeah, if you did that, then you really haven't witnessed the moment in crypto yet, right? Because so far, crypto is always about giving insane returns, whether it's on Bitcoin or altcoins. This cycle so far, yeah, Bitcoin did well, definitely. But the problem is also that here, people didn't give anything about Bitcoin, right? Like they were looking at Bitcoin and like, oh, 15,000, aha, it will go to 10. And then it didn't. And then it's like, it's already too expensive. Never mind, I'm going to go into altcoins. And then altcoins showed like, yeah, but we usually do very bad against Bitcoin in the first stage of the market. And in that case, everybody got wrecked, basically. Right? So now we are, in my opinion, at the point where people look at the market and be like, this market just sucks, right? The market doesn't suck. The market is hard, but it's not supposed to be easy, right? If it is easy, then everybody makes money. And if everybody makes money, that can't happen, because in order for someone to make money, somebody else has to lose. Therefore, you have to be the better player. If you are a YouTube whining, then you're not usually the better player. So you will lose in that case. Whatever. How to be a winner, though? How come that I am not flipping burgers at the moment? Well, that's the following. I have learned since 2013 to turn the crap off of my emotions. When I bought my first Bitcoin for $400, which was over here, somewhere here, I did not know what it was in the first place. I just saw, hey, Bitcoin, it goes up really hard. Maybe I should buy it. That was already wrong, right? It goes up really hard, so I should buy. That's the mindset that a lot of people still have. I will wait until the market gets better and then I'm gonna buy. And that's fine. If you like confirmation, certainty, do know that you trade that against the opportunity though, right? More confirmation, the less opportunity. But luckily, I first saw it go to $800. Unfortunately, I was a broke, weed-smoking, immature piece of idiot who thought that $800 was a lot of money. And I sold it, and I felt great. I was like, yes! I doubled my money. With what? I don't know. What the fuck? Okay, anyway. Never looked back. Went to 1,300, whatever. I never even looked back. I was just like, this was just a one-time gamble. I'm lucky, cool, get out. Well, bear market gain. Never looked back. Unfortunately, I wasn't here. Then 2017 came though. And in 2017, it was just such a hype. You were not able to not hear somebody talk about crypto. And that's especially because there were not a lot of coins back then, right? So I was, for example, a lot in Dogecoin, but I also was in Stratus, Digibyte, I think it was Monero or Zcash or whatever the fuck back then. And it was nuts. You could throw money in, refresh 10 minutes later because I didn't know where to look at, so I had weird exchange. And it was just a lot higher. And that was just like, I was sitting in front of TV with my friends looking at, yeah, go, like a horse racing game. Like every minute it was like more. It was nuts. Yeah, unfortunately I was broke, so I did that with borrowed money and I wrote it all down. I thought that was really bad. Also, emotional, right? That was purely emotional. Then in 2020, 21, I started to actually decide to, well, I put my money in, so let me check what it actually is. And a lot of people still don't do that. And that's not weird because, hey, we see money, we don't care. Right? But if you think about it, fuck, you invest in something and you don't even know what it is. Like, what are you doing, right? So I started to learn, started to make money. At a certain point, quit my job and started to do this full time, looking at charts, basically 24/7. I add an extra hour a day for to be the winning player. Now we are here. Why? And I don't want to make this because I want to let you know. I want to make this so you can feel like, okay, maybe there's something there that I can consider myself as well. Why am I not wrecked? Why am I not even in a loss? Why am I still doing this full time? How come that I am not down 10x on my portfolio? Again, I learned to turn my emotions off. I lost so much money in 2017 and all of that, that I feel like, okay, I came here for a reason, right? And that's to make money. So I have to make sure that the opposite is not possible. Otherwise, I'm doing the complete opposite. Then what am I doing? Either I make money or I don't make money. But losing, that should not be an option, right? So what I always do, and it's not making me the most money this way, but I'm at least not losing, right? Is that if I buy a coin like ChainGPT or whatever, it doesn't matter. What do? When people are crapping in the comments, scared, in denial about that it will ever go up, just the typical me back in whenever, I'm like, okay, that's a real good confirmation. Because simply, and again, Warren Buffett is, you are not smarter than him. I'm not as well. Buy the fear, sell the greed. If you're trying to trade against Warren Buffett, then good luck. Right? We all know it, but nobody actually applies it. Try to apply it. Buy the fear. And not the fear as in, well, it will probably go down. No, the fear where people are actually losing their mind and get mad at other people on the internet because they fucked it up. That type of fear. And that type of fear, we had that here and we have it here right now. The fear is too confirmative for me. So that's one. Two, I stopped trying to time a bottom. Back in the day, I was also like, I bought here. And an hour later, I would already refresh. And I was like, fuck, it's lower. And I buy more and more and more and more. And basically catching falling knives like that. Now, when I buy something, I often don't even write it down anymore in my portfolio. I was just like, oh, I also have this. Maybe also not the best way, but at least not looking at it for like days. Because then, sometimes when I buy something, I always like, I'm very conservative. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do $500 there or whatever. Right? I forget it. And then when I look at it later, days later or weeks maybe, I'm like, wow, it's down 60%. Maybe not. And for a lot of people, that would suck. Yeah, because your initial first purchase was way too high compared to what you could miss or how your complete portfolio looks. Don't go over 1%, I would say. So then I look and I'm like, wow, it's down 60, 70%. Maybe buy a little more. And then that way, at a certain point, you're avoiding catching a falling knife, right? Like with ChangeGPT, even if you buy it here. If you go all in right here, it sucks, right? Especially if you're down here, you probably panic sell. But if you buy it here and you see it here somewhere and you'd be like, oh, wow, not bad. Buy it here. Hey, confirmation breakout, right here. Guess what? This is your average, give or take. Then zoom out and look at the chart and you tell me, was this eventually bad? Right? If this was your average, roll it up like that. Nice. Not bad. What I do though, is that I do the opposite of what I hear a lot of other people say. Most people, they often say like, well, my problem is taking profit because when I see it go up, I think it will go up forever and I don't take profits and then I round trip. I am allergic to, I cannot round trip. I don't know. What I do is I already sell here, right? I already sell here. Not everything, just DCA. But I already sell there. I already sell here probably. And here, and here, and hopefully here. But I overall DCA out, quite too low. So I had so many opportunities where I could have made an easy 10x on the trade. And I walked away with a 4x. And in hindsight, you can never do it perfect, right? You will always be like, I should have bought the bottom and sold the top, right? Like, yeah, sure. But that's not possible. Overall, I do know that I sell a little too soon. But it's okay with me, though. Because I also know that I'm not gonna buy it back out of FOMO right here. So then there's no harm. The only thing that I could look at is, fuck, I made this much money instead of this much. But the thing, again, I at least cannot lose, right? And I want to make that very clear. Like, sure, a coin can do a 10x. From this point, a lot of coins, they probably will, right? Do you actually walk away with it, though? That's the question. AIOZ, I don't know. Look, it could go down first, could not, right? But it could very easily also go back to at least this previous high, which is happened to be around 10x. And then again, you buy here, maybe buy here if it goes lower, here, and if it goes lower. Let's say just the bottom. Buy here, here, here. So your average is, I don't know, here somewhere. But if you are smart, you are not going to wait for this. Right? Then you're round tripping. Because when is enough, enough? If you have a 10x, you want a 15x. If you have 15x, you want a 30. If you want a 30, you have a 30, you want a 50. And at a certain point, right, you fuck it up. So if you're smart, DCA out here, 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 and your average out is here. So instead of going all the way down and all the way up, making a 30x, I'd you maybe make a 8. Is that bad though? Hey, it's better than losing money. So that's what I am mostly doing. And I use blockchain decoded a lot for this right now. The platform is really releasing soon because the risk indicators, this is the best way to turn off your emotion, right? Nowadays, again, it's all about emotion. Emotion is not going to make you money, right? And it's also like whenever it's down, it's bad, you should not buy. I hope like get that out of the way. When it's down, that's actually where you should buy, because then there's at least room to go up. You might as well be my guest, right? Like wait for it to go up and then buy. We need you. But for the people who I feel like, man, I want you to make it, don't do that, right? Buy whenever it is low, as long as you're not catching a falling knife all the time, right? So I don't know. If you look at Wild World, like this is, I wrote my own administration on this to just show what I did with Wild World. If you look at this chart, where we are right now, right, sucks. So you could say like, if you bought Wild, you're wrecked, right? No, it depends how you bought it, when you sold it, how you, like, there are a lot of people made a lot of money with this. But if you bought somewhere high or whatever and you just hold it, yeah, I guess you're an investor now and not a trader. What I did is with Wild, I started about here, quite high. But hey, it looked like a support zone, right? That's where you buy. Do I regret that? No. Because back at the time, that was a good move. But therefore you DCA. Because it turned out, hey, support broken. It's not going to be resistance. So I waited on a, like, I don't know, 30% candle down. And then I made my new purchase. And why I did it right here, I don't know. Bought a little more. And then it completely tanked more. And then I bought a little more. So my average, I don't know how much I bought where, but somewhere here, right? And then I just waited for weeks. And if you look at it on the daily chart as well, I waited from like, when was it? September to December. And then I started to DCA out, right? Not at the top. Fuck that. I don't care. But around the top. Good enough. Free back. Write it down. Whoa, cool. I'm not writing it down, right? I already secured my profit. And then when it was really low, months later again, felt like, okay, cool. It's now really low. There's a lot of fear. March, April, same people that I have now in the comments, it's dead. Yeah, you were also the bottom signal in April. Sorry to put it like that, but use that as a buying indicator because it's worked so well, right? So about there, sentiment sucked. Everything was down. And you should know, like, okay, let's buy. 17, 16, 18, 16. And then it went down all the way to 11. Why I didn't buy there? I don't know. I don't feel like buying every correction. And then it was just waiting, writing it up, writing it down, waiting. And then again here, bam, take it out. On average, somewhere here. Fine. Enough money made. Then I started to do the same thing again at 21 cents I bought. Then they got hacked or something like that. It was fucked up. Still made some decent trades out of that. So it's not about like trading. I'm not really doing leverage. Just open a small short on Bitcoin. But more for the fun. I feel like hey, this is a big resistance area. If it goes down, I can profit a little bit from it. If it goes up, my backs go up. So I'm fine either way. It's not about trading, but it is about like, you know, take your profits, right? Everything eventually will go down again. A lot will eventually go up. You have to be like, you cannot take profit if you didn't buy in the first place. Right? And you cannot buy back lower if you didn't take profit higher in the first place. So you have to do it both. So that's a lot what I am doing right now. Just enjoying these small pumps and securing some profit out of it until the real market starts. Because this is not crypto like it is usually happening. If you look at the altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, right? If we talk about, well, it's all a 4-year cycle. History will repeat. Cool. Bam. Then we should get an alt season, right? I have other reasons to believe that we are 100% going to get this though. But if you look at this chart, compared to Bitcoin, altcoins have been flat for 1.5 years. Boring. If you can make a little money, at least during boring times, you will print money when it's going up. But if you are already getting wrecked here, let's say if you were already getting wrecked here and you're waiting for this to unwreck you, I have bad news. If this is already somewhere you are getting wrecked, then this is not going to help you. Because apparently there's something with emotions involved. Yeah, and such a candle, that gives you emotions as well. And you can be like, well, that's a euphoria and happiness. It will fuck you up. It will turn it off. Turn these off as well. Everything. Be strategic. Be a robot. Right? Don't be a human. So I am preparing. And in the meantime, also what didn't wreck me is that I was always in cash, and I'm still. I think now around, I don't know, 25%, 30 maybe of my portfolio is stables. And I'm so happy with that, right? Because, hey, my long-term perspective is, yeah, things are going to go up. This is not the typical bear market. Read a fucking book. Right? Like, I don't know how to put it anymore. Right? Long-term, fine, no worries. Short-term, yeah, shit can, like, bam, go down. And that's exactly what's happening. Right? If you, again, look at Superverse as well. Of course, people, they hate this, right? And they'd be like, well, head and shoulders, well, it's a bit of a handicapped, but okay, fair. But people hate this right here. Why? Because they are not able to buy here. If you like see this go down while you are in cash, then this should be such like, you love it. You love it. You will love it. And I have super, but I also have cash. And I'm like, man, I dodged this whole bullet. And if I want, I can now get 10x the amount of coins for the same money, right? Because people think that a product is better when a product is more expensive. Goes for crypto, goes for stocks, goes for everything. It's not really the case. If you want to buy a bag of meatballs and you can pay $2 for it, you'll be like, okay. If you have to pay $20 for it, you'll be like, fuck that, right? Why is it different with crypto? Why is that if you here, you have to pay $2 for it, people are like, here, take my money. And now you can pay 20 cents. People are like, nah, I don't need it. I get it, emotional-wise, but if you are radically thinking with just like your brain or something, then it is fucking stupid. It really. And that's because, well, it is going down and it will go down all the way. Look, the thing is, even the best TAs in the world, they don't know, right? There are probabilities, possibilities, likelihoods, best bets to take, but you don't know. And there DCA comes in. Because DCA is basically just admitting to yourself like, well, you know, I don't know how low or how high it could go, but it's getting pretty close, so it's a good time to start. Nobody in crypto, including myself, who made money with it, they bought somewhere and never saw their portfolio go down first before it went up. Super as well. I don't know where I bought. Well, with Super, I did pretty okay. But it's overall, look, you could look at this whole place and be like, man, if I somewhere bought here, right? Somewhere, doesn't matter where. I'd rather here than here, but still. Yeah, true. But in the moment, if you buy it here and you write it down with 57%, that's where the pain comes. That's where the emotions start with people. That's where people feel like, fuck, I did it wrong. Yeah, if you only knew that it was going there, right? Then you wouldn't care. Thing is, though, we don't know. Therefore, take the best bet. But all I can say about charts like this, wherever the bottom is, it is closer there right now than what it was in December. Wherever the top is, it is further from that than what it was in December. So coins are now literally lower risk, higher reward than when you preferred to buy them. So deal with that. Do something with that. And I'm not saying buy right now. Change your mindset if that's a problem, because it is a very easy problem to get because your emotions when it comes to money are going to take over, but they are not the one that give you the return. That's your brain, right? For most people. um, so that's what I'm doing right now, just being in cash. And no matter what, even if this shit crashes 70% more, I'm not going all in. I will never be all in. Never. I never recommended that. I never said I will never. Because it just feels good seeing shit go down while you know, like, hey, I can buy if I want. I'm maybe not going to do it, but I can. And plus, not running your whole portfolio down, because a lot of people, they now feel like, well, yeah, it could go back to $1, but then I'm maybe playing even. Yeah, that's fucked up. Then your whole goal, like your initial goal, is now recovery. Right? That should not be the goal. Your goal should be profit, not recovery, right? Buy an M&M CD. Like, don't do that. Yeah, and what I've also been doing, but it all depends again on conviction, right? If you are bull or pussy bear or whatever you are, then you should have the conviction. Because, for example, back long ago, at the beginning of this channel, I talked about the Elysium, right? Before it came out, I was talking about the Elysium at the end of 2022, something like that. Like, hey guys, they're gonna release nodes, and this looks so fantastic to me. And it came out. I was farming all these coins, and you hopefully as well. It came out, bam! I knew, like, when it came out, I had like, what was it, 35K initially from all the nodes collected. Just bam on my Bybit. I remember that very well, and that was a lot of money for me. That was really nice. But in the meantime, what did Elysium do? It printed money. I get 1,000 coins a day for this. And it was a long period where it was sitting at like 30 cents. Like, it went even to $600 in one day. Right? Now, that's pretty exceptional for buying a couple nodes. Like, that should not be the standard. Because let's be fair, I also bought some losers, right? But the winners are outpacing the losers in this case. I for example, bought Earnum. Well, I'm not earning much. Right? I bought Agent, not so great. I bought, which one really sucked? What was it called? I don't know. But one other sucked. The Elysium, for example, on its own made up for it big time. Aether also, although it sucks right now, still printing quite well. Carve is printing quite well right now. Lumia was printing quite well as well. Right? Sonic, initial bag on TGE, printing quite well. But this was all because when the market sucked and when the sentiment was low, nobody wanted to buy these nodes because, one, they didn't believe in it, and two, they didn't have the money, and three, they weren't in crypto in the first place. So more rewards for the people who did buy them. And until the day of today, now it's just $18 a day. But hey, these are my groceries, right? That rewards. But that goes for everything. I'm not saying buy this right now. For sure, don't do that. But if you do, use my referral link. No, don't do that. But overall, it's, again, a matter of conviction. When nobody else wants it, there's no demand, so the price is low. Or the price is low, so there is no demand, whatever. Like, I think it's the other way around, like, actually, except for crypto. But that's where you have a benefit. And again, there's, for example, what I'm now also doing is I'm looking at all the coins that I have, and I'm like, okay, where can I stake them? I'm not going to lock them for a year, right? I don't want to have it locked whenever the top comes and don't be able to sell. That sucks, been there. But I am looking like, okay, what can I stake? For example, Joe. Joe wrecked, right? Look at Joe. Bye. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because people look at this and they're like, well, it's dead. Made a new low. Yeah, made a new low over here as well. Did a casual 10x no matter what. But okay, cool. The new low is dead. It isn't. It could be, but it's not the definition necessarily. And I feel like, okay, I'm taking steps back. What drives crypto up? The ISM. Is there money, right? Will the ISM go up? Yeah, duh. Like, this thing has been oscillating for 75 years. You tell me that it will never go up again, that there will never be money in the world again. Like that, how? Come on, right? Question is when. Okay, cool. But I'm not in a rush. Of course, I prefer a Lambo today, but I'm gonna deal with my Kia for now. Will this go up? Yeah, okay. Does it bring crypto with it? So far, that's like following each other and it makes sense, right? The higher the ISM, the more people want to gamble, alts go up. Cool. One step lower, layer ones. Is AVAX a popular layer one? Yeah, you can say whatever you want about it. AVAX does well. It's a good layer one. It's big, has a lot of adoption. The only thing that sucks about it right now is price. Okay, good product, low price. What's bad about it? Again. So, AVAX, cool, green light. What's the DEX on AVAX? We also have black, but Joe. So, I'm in Joe. Right? I feel like, man, let me get that. And I haven't bought that for a long time. Now I feel like, dodge this. If I now do one decent purchase, my average entry goes a lot better. So, then I can stake it. And by staking it, I get a part of the trading fees made on AVAX through Joe. Now there are not a lot of fees. I make $100 a month for something. But whenever there are a lot of fees again, because crypto get popular, that thing that people don't expect at every bottom, then I will see the rewards coming in. Just like with these notes back then. This is how I, position and prepare. And if stuff goes down tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, next week or next month, we know that, right? Because you should also, I think, realize that with crypto, the thing is, people, they come in the altcoin market, they see it go down 60-70%, and they get fucked up. They start, fuck that YouTuber, stupid market, everything goes. It is what it is. But let me ask you then, why did you came here? Why? You expected to be in a market that can give you 20x's, but that doesn't go down further than 30%? In what world is that? Crypto can and will wreck you with 80% if you are lucky. And that's exactly what you should expect. And the amount of research and experience and skill and whatever, and patience, practice, and emotion turning offness that you put into it, that determines the amount that you are losing or winning. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now. And still in new launches, although I don't expect shit from it at this point. But that's the cool thing about launchpads. They're refundable. So if it doesn't work out, I'm going to get a refund, right? No loss. See the file also wrecked. Yeah, wrecked. But then again, where are the opportunities if we are already here? And therefore, always make sure to have some cash. And the last thing that I want to mention about this, though, is look at a goal, right? Especially in 2017, I had no goals, financially or in life. It doesn't matter. I had no goals. So I would just put money in and okay, let's see where it goes. Yeah, at a certain point, it will go down again. So if you have no goal, you don't lock it in, you round trip. If you, let me put it in the me form in this case. I, at this point, feel like 4x settled, 5x perfect. Yeah, 5x. Do you think that I'm going all in on these type of coins right now? Now, see the 5 could do a 50x. Sure. Then why not that? Well, the coins that can potentially 50x have a higher chance of going to zero as well. So I'm not going to take on more risk than I need. Maybe a little bit, like with 5 or 10% of my portfolio to just fuck around with. But if I know, with a 5x, I'm done. I can look at DAO, Clearpool, AVAX, Sui, even Link, Dogecoin, Super, which is already risky, Render, Arrow, Akash, also more risky, but I feel like I kind of like it. Hype maybe, ADA, Near, Deep, these type of coins. You might be like, oh, they will never do a 5x. Are you insane? Are you insane? Have the right expectations, right? You don't want to have too high expectations. That's where a lot of people get wrecked. But you also know where people get wrecked? If their expectation, if they set the bar way too low. way too low. Like render. Last time it was here, it did a 7x. And so it already showed, hey, from this price, it can. Right? So 5 is also doable. But then overlay the market conditions on it, right? Like, the ISM. Yeah, last time the ISM went up like that, render went to like $12. This was not like for the ISM, this was like halfway. Was without an alt season, without anything. If it gets here to like $12 again or so, right? Depending on the vesting as well, and the inflation of certain project. But apart from that, if it gets there, that would suck, right? If it only gets back here, that like it would be fine, but it would be disappointing. But ADA, right? Boring crap coin, like no utility, and who uses it? Who cares? Did 100x last cycle. Not saying that it will right now, right? Sitting at 44 cents last cycle, it came from 2. So no, won't do that. But I do look at this and be like, man, it at least already went to 130. This is one of the lowest risk altcoins you can buy, right? So just going back to that retarded level is a 3x on such a coin. That's not bad. Let's see what it does in an alt season, right? So, and that's also what I'm trying to do. Expect what's to be expected. For example, alt season is now more of a curse word because we haven't had it yet, so it will never come. Yeah, if that's the reason, then how about your first girlfriend? Right? Like, that's nonsense. It will come. Maybe not your girlfriend with this mindset, but this alt season, it will come. Sure. But people don't believe it because they don't look at the right data in the first place. And that's where now the disbelief comes in, right? They look at alt season and it's like, well, everything is low. So how can it go up from here? Have you any clue what you're saying? If you expect it here, yeah, that's not great. If you expect it here, a lot more realistic. Expect it here, a lot more realistic. Hey, happened. If you expect it here, now all of a sudden it won't happen. Yeah, because this time, fuck off. You're not outsmarting the market, right? Nobody is. Look at what's likely. And these are a couple things, and I cannot go over the specifics, but again, ISM, right? That chart needs to tell everything. If you're still about the 4-year cycle because you don't know any better, then okay. But in that case, I would say watch one of my latest videos. 4-year cycle is not called a theory for a reason because it is a theory. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And I know it's hard for people to believe because there were people in previous cycles as well saying, oh, extended cycle. This is not really an extended cycle. ISM has more than it has 4-year cycles, 3-year cycles, 5-year cycles. Hey, if this is a 4-year cycle again, I guess, then like, no, because this is the last month. We just got the numbers. We are now here, not here. And this happens more often. If you look at the S&P overlay, it follows it perfectly as well every time. Because this shows, are people having money to spend it? If they don't, then they're not gonna buy your altcoins. How, like, that makes sense? If it's an altcoin problem, tell me why is the Russell against the S&P looking 100% of a copy of altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, right? What the fuck happened with this line? It's exactly the same. It's all macro. Like, is there money? Yes. Hey, people gamble. Is there not? No, people don't gamble. Altcoins are gambling. It's gambling. So if you, again, look at that alt season chart, you could be like, well, it will never happen. Yeah, ask the people here how that ended. Ask the people here how that ended. If you were bullish on alts in the last 4 years, then why not now? So that will come. And it's a matter of time. I'm not going to try to predict when. Like, I think Q3, Q4 next year. But hey, again, depends on macro. And I'm not going to like try to predict that. Like, I have to like, what is the government going to do in the Fed? And yeah, as if that's predictable, right? But I do know that, hey, we can all listen to, no offense, but to things that Ben Cowan says, for example, like, you should not be in altcoins. They're down on the Bitcoin pair. Yeah, then again, he has been calling for 0.25 for the last 1.5 years. Also didn't happen, right? They're at the same level right now. So on your Bitcoin value, you're even right now, right? If you did not buy the most crappiest crap, at least. Don't buy the crappy crap. Like, you don't need it right now. Like, I bought Polis. Yeah. It's the most risky bullshit altcoin that I bought. I bought it yesterday. I don't even know how it's doing. Probably, no, it's a little up. Why did I buy this? Crypto gaming is dead, right? Yeah, exactly. I bought it because it's dead. That's why I bought it. I'm not gonna buy it when it's fully alive, right? Because then you're paying the price for being fully alive. So yeah, I just bought it because I was like, okay, low market cap, quality is good. Compared to the market cap right now, it's in this beautiful falling wedge and it's at the bottom of it. Hey, the bottom right here pump, the bottom right here pump. So it could go here. I'm not asking for a breakout, but hey, at least if you like, that's the thing about crypto. If I now would show like, hey, I bought this, people would say, you're stupid. It's wiser than buying it anywhere since the beginning of its existence. And I didn't hear you there. You were probably rooting for it right here, right? That's not how it works. Yeah, and I bought it because, again, the risk levels that we use for blockchain decoded were saying like, hey, 0. Yeah, like at 0 is not much, right? So, yeah, I didn't buy a lot. Just, how much? $800 worth or so? No, 6, I think. And I'll see. It's just a little fun in the meantime, right? Even if it goes back to the top of the wedge and then get rejected, it's 3.5x. And it's nice. I'd like decent. So, a long video, but I hope pretty informative because this is actually what's saving me right now. And again, it all comes down to not being emotional. Right? If the market goes down 40% tomorrow, will I feel great about it? Not sure, of course not. I will not feel great about it. No. But will I feel bad and make weird decisions? No. Eventually it will benefit me. Because I know, like, wow, it will go higher. Right? There's a target. And the target doesn't change if the chart goes lower in the meantime. It only means that there's more distance from the target, aka more gains. So I hope it was informative. I hope it will help you. Let me know what you think about the length. I'm back to being talking for 40 minutes. Some people say like, it's too much. Some people say like, give me an hour. But I'll try to do a combination of these videos, long and short. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a nice day. Be safe. Don't be emotional. Blah, blah, yada, yada. And let's make it together, man.